to the channel. Today, you join me from the driver's seat of a Vauxhall Corsa 2014 Corsa D limited edition. Now, I know there's going to be people in the comments straight away that are like, yeah, limited edition, you go to McDonald's, maybe sometimes hang outside schools. That's not what this video is about. If you're a young driver and you actually want something to buy, to enjoy, to maybe modify and get some, a couple of insurance years, no claims under your belt, this could be the car for you. If you're just past your test, this is literally the car I'm driving today. The owner bought this when he was 17, and we're going to go through the ownership and what it's like to actually own a Vauxhall Corsa D limited edition. But as ever, guys, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I'm today wearing a FYDapparel.com t-shirt. Link is in the description to FYD support the channel. But onwards to some B-roads. So, 1.2 limited edition Corsa. Now, I'm going to be the first person to admit this on camera that I had a Vauxhall Corsa C as my first car, and I absolutely loved it. The memories that I built in that car as a young driver were some of the best, and I remember them to this day. So that's basically what we're doing in this video, is me especially harping back to my 17, 18, 19-year-old mindset of cars and what I actually wanted out of them. Because I see so many people in RS3s, Golf R's, 5 million horsepower. Sometimes it's really nice to just come back to a bit more of a reality standpoint, especially when it comes to cars and you being slightly younger, not being able to probably afford silly expensive insurance premiums and petrol being expensive at the same time. So let's get into the ownership of this car. This was bought for £4,000 2 years ago. Now, you'll be able to get one, pretty much cheaper than that. This was on 50,000 miles when it was bought though, so relative to its age, yes, not bad mileage, and I think that's an achievable amount of money for someone maybe at 17 years old. Saying you're 17 now though, these are about £2 grand, £3 grand at a push for a relatively low mileage one. I still don't think that's that bad. You can go and get a loan, get a credit card, maybe borrow the money off someone else, but I don't think that's loads of money to get into something that's pretty safe and new and reliable. Now, I touch on reliability quite quickly because these are genuinely reliable. A VXR, yes, it's going to be horrendously unreliable because piston 3 goes and piston 4 and the gearbox and this and that. This isn't that car. This was in theory built for the masses, so it's a little bit more tame than a fast Larry version of the same platform. So that means you get a little bit more, well, a lot more reliability in your car. This has been ran for 2 years. He's done around 20,000 miles, so 10,000 miles a year, say, during COVID and stuff. He's probably parked up, whatever's going on, but it meant that this car has had absolutely no problems. He's had to put a tyre on it. So as a young driver, that's literally the noises you want to hear. You want to hear that this car is reliable. You want to hear that it's not going to blow up tomorrow. And that's, sometimes people see past that. You'll see past that the reliability and the car that you're actually looking at needs to be reliable and good on fuel. Good on fuel being a very, very good talking point, because at the moment, if you're watching this video right now, fuel prices are out of control. £2 a litre at least. In most places are like 195, 185, 195 here, depending on diesel and petrol. Of course, this is a 1.2 petrol, so it means that this is pretty good on fuel. You're getting about 40, 45 MPG. The owner actually put 50 quid in it this morning, and it is showing 337 miles. I honestly haven't seen mileage like that on a car for years, because I drive stuff that's a little bit faster, a little bit more extravagant, say, and you're not getting 100, 200 miles to a 50 quid. This is getting 336 it's showing at the moment, which is, again, if you're young, that is perfect. It means you can just drive around aimlessly. That's literally what I did in my 1 litre Corsa C back in the day. I made it look good. I didn't care about speed, and this is a prime example. This is the same thing, it's just years and years on. Tax is about £125 a year for this one that I'm sat in today. Again, a 1.2 litre. It's about 80 brake horsepower. The thing to talk about though is insurance. because insurance will cap pretty much anything you buy when you're 17, 18, 19 years old. This was £1,100 when it was bought, when the owner was 17 years old, and it had no mods on it. It wasn't, you know, didn't have any mods declared or whatever. But now it's mods declared at 19 years old, so 2 years later, it's £600 a year. And I was talking to him saying, bloody hell, like, you know, when I insured my mods when I was 19, mate, it was so expensive. Thankfully, these days, there's specialist, you know, insurance companies for modified cars, and it means that, you know, it's actually all right to modify a car when you're young and put it on the insurance these days. This proving a point where the owner has actually declared every single thing on this car: wheels, lowering, low-line kit, stickers, everything, and it's still only £600 a year. That is dirt cheap. It was dirt cheap. That's dirt cheap. And of course, this is modified, so I will go through a list of modifications this has got, because in my opinion, it looks cool. I had a Corsa C. I lowered it on dish wheels. I think the Euro look was a really, really big thing back then, but now it's sort of clean, subtle lines, you know, not too dishy and stuff these days. But it's got a subtle boot build in the back. No, the nitrous isn't connected. It's genuinely just for a laugh. In fact, it's not even a nitrous bottle. It's just got a nitrous sticker on it. But I mean, it looks good, showy and all that sort of stuff. Currently sat behind a bike and then a horse and cart in front of me. That's the most random thing I'm going to say in a video ever. But yeah, as we are slowly going along, this actually has LO lowering springs off eBay. That's a thing, but they are, you know, relatively cheap, but they are really, they feel nice to actually drive on and actually go through roads and over potholes. It's really not too bad. It also has aftermarket 17-inch wheels. It has a Sportex back box, which of course, it just makes it sound better and it looks better out the back. And of course, a pinstriping kit on a low line kit, which again is cheap to get all this. Lowering springs, 30, 40, 50 quid off eBay. Wheels were £250 with tyres, and the low line kit about 100, £200 all in. Just come past this horse and cart because, you know, he's living the dream. Thank you very much. You won't be able to see it on camera. There's 2 horses and a horse and cart literally right there. It's not fast. It isn't fast, and that's not why we're here. But at the end of the day, you're on the road. And like, not once did I ever put my foot down in my Corsa when I was 17 and think, oh, I wish it had ripped my face off. I just wanted a car to go out and drive with my mates around. And this is the perfect scenario for anybody out there that's watching this video. Don't get hung up with what people say. Limited edition Corsa, going to McDonald's and picking people up from school. Whatever's going on, silly, silly things. See past that. Thankfully, when I had my Corsa, these weren't a thing. A limited edition Corsa wasn't a thing. So my Corsa C was just a Corsa C. It was just part of the Corsa C. There wasn't any weird stigma behind it. To be fair, there wasn't much internet back then either, so there was no stigma behind pretty much anything. These days, I'll get it in the comments. Corsa C, Corsa D, well, you're part of it and that's a problem, blah, blah, blah. Mate, when you're young, cool cars are cool. I think this looks cool. I think lowering a car and making it look subtly nice is nice when you're younger, because you haven't really got tons of money to put fire-breathing turbos out of stuff and pay £1 million for insurance and tax and everything. Sometimes you just need to scale yourself back and think, yes, this is what I should do for the next couple of years. This is the right thing to do, because when I'm 20, 21, 22, 23, I can then jump into, you know, a finance car with 300 horsepower, or, you know, something a little bit older. Whatever avenue you want to go down, this owner now has 2 proper clean years on his license. It hasn't cost him the earth to be in this car, and he's thoroughly enjoyed it. He said, genuinely, I've enjoyed owning this car, and, you know, the ownership side of it, of actually driving it around. I've put mileage on it, you know, not crazy mileage, but good miles on it. And he's just enjoyed it and made memories, which is all part of the first years of your driving experience, in my opinion, is getting out there in something that you can afford, and you can afford to drive around in pretty much aimlessly on a day-to-day basis. With that, guys, I'm going to end the video there. Thank you so much for watching. Again, I'm going to get some stigma in the comments. Oh, it's a limited edition, blah, blah. See past that, people that are actually here till I actually watch this. I had a Corsa C, I had it for 2 years, I thoroughly enjoyed that car. It has made the best memories of my driving career, and it made me realise why I had it every time I jumped in. It was that, yes, it wasn't, you know, fire breathing going down the road crazy, but just like this one, it's getting some good years under your belt for driving and for no claims. And sometimes that's the best avenue for you to actually go down when it comes to driving at a younger age. But I'm going to leave that there. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you all on the next one.